Did you know the way you breathe can change your menopausal experience? Stay tuned to learn all about the role of breath and other lifestyle factors that can be contributing to hot flushes and other symptoms of your transition. You're listening to Menopause Natural Solutions. This is episode 119, Lifestyle Habits and Your Menopausal Transition. Welcome to Menopause Natural Solutions, your podcast for all things perimenopause, menopause and beyond. Stay tuned as your host, naturopath Jennifer Harrington, explains how to use natural therapies to find your ultimate health and happiness during your transition. Hello ladies, Jen here. Today I wanted to build on a previous conversation. Back in episode 116, I discussed 7 factors that can make or break your experience of the menopausal transition. These include diet, environmental factors, lifestyle habits, nutrient deficiencies, stress, digestive health, and your general health. Episode 117 focused on diet, and we looked at 3 foods to add and 3 to remove from your plate. In episode 118, we looked at your environment and how toxins like plastic, mold, and metals can harm your hormones. Today, we're going to dig a little deeper and look specifically at your lifestyle habits. Your daily routine has the power to build you up or to contribute to your demise. There are so many different, powerful habits you can build into your routine, but doing them once won't make a difference. You need to be committed to change to see a real difference. The best place to start is with exercise. You need to move every day, but you don't need to work out every day. Ideally, it should be something you enjoy. It may be a walk in the park. It could be dancing or a team sport. The first step is to start something and make it a part of your routine. Step 2 is to fill in the gaps. Ideally, your weekly exercise routine will include some form of cardio, weights, and stretching. There are so many health benefits linked with regular exercise, such as reduced stress levels, happier moods, better balanced blood sugar levels, stronger muscles and bones, improved cognition, better heart health, more energy, and improved sleep. Some studies even link exercise with a reduced frequency and intensity of hot flushes. My next tip involves your breath. Do you habitually breathe out of your mouth or your nose? We are designed to be nasal breathers, to take in air via the nostrils to warm and filter the air before it reaches our lungs. You may not be aware of the power of your breath or the links to bad health if you get it wrong. I'm not talking about occasional mouth breathing due to nasal congestion, as being able to breathe via our mouth can be life-saving, but the habitual, constant mouth breathing is linked with many issues, including hot flushes and night sweats. Yep, I went there. There is a link between mouth breathing and experiencing hot flushes and night sweats. Patrick McKeown, in his fantastic book, The Breathing Cure, even has an entire chapter on female hormones and the breath, with quite a bit of information specifically on menopause. I bet that's a connection you hadn't made before. Other symptoms that may be linked to mouth breathing include high blood pressure, headaches, disturbed sleep, fatigue, poor moods, and even reduced cognition. This leads me to tell you about my Menopause Makeover program. The next intake starts on June the 6th. The first module is dedicated to lifestyle factors, and there is a section all about breath. Actually, this part of the program is most women's favourite part of the program, and it includes a live group breathwork session. The second module is all about nutrition. Enrollments are now open if this interests you, and I'll leave a link to it in the show notes. Another issue with mouth breathing is sleep apnea. Sleep apnea occurs when the walls of the throat come together during sleep and block off the upper airways. This leads to a halt in breathing until the brain recognizes it's lacking oxygen and signals you to wake up. Many women live with this condition, have no idea they have it. If you mouth breathe, snore, wake during the night, experience night sweats, wake with a dry mouth, a morning headache, or feel unrefreshed by sleep, this is really worth investigating. While we're on the topic, there is another respiratory-based lifestyle factor that hugely impacts the menopausal transition, and that is smoking. Smokers have an earlier menopause and can have a longer and more intense perimenopausal experience. Every cigarette you smoke is harming you. Best case scenario is quitting, and the sooner you quit the better. But even reducing is better than nothing. Let's end on a high note. A fun and joyful way to improve not only your menopausal transition, but your life in general, is with music. I have previously discussed the research, the effect of music therapy on menopausal symptoms and depression. If you want to hear the nitty-gritty details of the summary, go back to episode 115. But to quickly summarize here, the research found listening to an enjoyable piece of music for 15 minutes a day produced an array of improvements. Participants experienced improvements across the board, from a reduction in hot flushes, improved sleep, better moods, and even an improved sex life. So maybe the answer is to dance to music by nasal breathing. Well, actually you don't need to do it all. Start with one idea and incorporate it into your life. Make it a normal part of your routine and see what differences you notice. And then add another concept and do the same. You can try many things at once, but my concern is if you do too many new things at once, it will get harder to keep it all going over the long term. And it's the habits that stick that create your destiny. What will you choose? That's it from me. I look forward to your company next week when we move on to the role of nutritional deficiencies. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to Menopause Natural Solutions. This podcast contains general information about menopause. It is provided as a guide, and it is not intended to replace medical advice. Opinions of guests are their own, and this podcast does not endorse or accept responsibility for statements made by guests. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend.